Heartbeat and Circle. In all honesty, they're feature-wise, they're quite similar, but Heartbeat's UI is like so much simpler to use, so much easier to just jump in and do it. And I always say to my clients that for me, it depends on the look you want. Because if you do need that very corporative look and you want that corporate style and you need that, then probably go off to Circle. But if you actually want that very community open vibe and you need that simplicity, then go over to Heartbeat, I'll tell them, more than likely. And most people, 99% of the time, go over to Heartbeat and love it. And for me, which is always a big thing with tech, is the support, because the amount of time I talk to support teams, and it is like talking to a robot, and I just want to go into their office and be their support team because, no offense, I'm generally better than them. I want to murder them. Heartbeat support team have been amazing. Like literally, I did a setup last month, and I felt really sorry for one of your staff members because we was doing a migration from Stripe, and it was horrible. And it was nothing wrong with your guys' problems. It was Stripe. Stripe kept giving us the wrong data, and he was so patient as anything, and he worked evening and night, and we were both together. We managed to fix the issue, and he was so patient, bless him, and we managed to solve the problem. And if we've ever had any issues, even like any bugs or anything that have popped up, because bugs are going to happen, aren't there? Things happen. Heartbeat have always just jumped on and fixed it. And I think that's the biggest thing, like things have been fixed. Whereas a lot of time, I know like with Circle, I've got someone who's got a membership there. I am still waiting 3 months later for a bug fixing. And it's like, it's taking forever. And that's not what I want. Because then my client is sat there waiting and I'm sat here waiting. So for me, that's a big, massive thing as well. And you are constantly bringing features out as well, which helps people. And that's just showing people them and telling people about these features. Because the amount of people, companies will bring features out and actually don't tell people about the features. I mean, you just randomly see it, don't you? Like, oh, there's a new feature. But you guys have to tell people about the feature, which is actually really, really good as well. So, yeah, I would always say Heartbeat for that reason as well.
We've only had a couple of people over the years leave and cited that they didn't like the platform. And those were people who both said, I can think of two of them that said, I would prefer it as a Facebook group.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we're not for you then. Because I think the thing people like that they tell me regularly is actually when they come to Heartbeat for the Halt, they actually are away from other social media. So they're not getting distracted by other stuff. They're there to actually engage and get benefit and have conversations in Heartbeat. And also because it's a separate platform, I think people's mentality changes, because if they're logged onto LinkedIn, they're being LinkedIn version of themselves. If they're logged into Facebook, they're being Facebook version. In Heartbeat, they're just being themselves. When they know when they're coming into the Halt that they can just be like relaxed and have a laugh.
It's your space, right?
Yeah.
There's no it's your space. It's the culture that you define for your community. And there's no algorithm in between affecting the rates of communications or other content popping in. And it's undervalued, or underrated how valuable it can be to just have a dedicated space like that.
And it's funny too, because the way that we build community in person, right? Like we create and set up these events, and there is so much thought gone into how are you curating an event experience? What do people see when they walk in? What's on the walls? Is there a lot of sunlight? Is there not a lot of sunlight? What kind of food are we serving? Are the tables over here? Are they clustered, right? Like we think through every single one of these things when we set up in-person experiences and in-person events. And I always found it so strange that we just sacrificed all of that when we built online and said, you know what, we're going to seat up 95% of the experience to a Facebook. And we're just going to hope that they do it in a way that drives our community to the goals that they have, which is kind of crazy, right? If you have control over 5% of what people see and what they experience, it's almost impossible to like build a recognizable and identifiable brand around that. So I think it's both on like your side as a builder, but also like for your members, right? Like they're not going to see or experience anything different from, the Holt or any other community, whether it's the knitting patterns community, whether it's a pet training community, right? Like it's all going to feel the same. And they don't get that experience change either, which I think is really important for their journey as they go